back to Farouk Academy. I hope you all doing well today. So now that you should have some basic ideas about SwiftUI and understand how to display textual content, let's see how to display images. Fire up Xcode and create a new Xcode project, okay? Using the single view app as usual, okay, this one. Type the name of the project, okay, and make sure to be in Swift language, and the user interface is SwiftUI. Then you can save the project on your Mac. Okay. So before I showed you how to display an image on screen, let's first talk about where the images come from. Needless to say, you can provide your own images to use in the app. In iOS 13, Apple introduced a large set of system images, okay, called SF symbols, that allows developers to use them in any apps, okay? So to use these symbols, all you need to prepare is find out the name of the symbol, okay? So you have all the name right below. With over 1,500 symbols available for your use, Apple has released an app called SF Symbols. So this is the app, okay? So you can download it on the Apple developers website, okay, by searching on Google SF Symbols, so that you can easily explore the symbols and locate the one that fits your need, okay? I highly recommend you to install the app before proceeding the next section, okay? So to display a system image on screen, okay, you initialize an image view with the system name parameter, okay? Let's say for instance, I don't know, maybe weather. We are going to select this one, cloud, sun, rain, okay? So you just write in the same way, cloud, sun, and rain. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit sick today, so that's why my voice is very rough, okay? But don't worry, I'm fine. Okay, then press resume, and normally you should see the icon, okay? So here we go. This will create an image view and load the specified system image. As mentioned before, SF symbols are seamlessly integrated with the San Francisco font, okay? You can easily scale the image by applying the font modifier. So here, system, and write 100 for instance, just like that. Okay, since the system image is actually a font, you can apply other modifiers such as foreground color, okay, that you learned before to change its appearance. So foreground color, and here you can write blue for instance, just like that, okay? To add a drop shadow effect, you just need to use the shadow modifier. Okay, so far we use the built-in images provided by Apple. Obviously you will have your own images to use in the app, so we are going to add our own image. So I'm going to click on that file, okay, and then drag and drop it here, just like that, okay? So before you can use the image in your project, the very first thing to do is imported into the asset catalog, just like I've done. So if you're new to iOS app development, this asset catalog is where you store application resources like images, color, and data. Okay, once you put the image in the asset catalog, you can load the image by referring to its name. Okay, so all you need to do is specify the name of the image, and you should see the image in the preview canvas. So here we're going to delete these lines and call a new image object, just like that, and write the name of my asset, which is New York. Then press on resume. Okay, fine. So now we are going to resize the image, obviously. Okay, so how can we resize the image? The resizable modifier can be used for this. Okay, resizable, just like that. And as you can see, our image is resized. By default, the image resizes the image using the stretch mode. This means the original image will be scaled to fill the whole screen, except the top and bottom area. Okay, here and here. So if you want to display a full screen image, we can ignore the safe area by setting edges ignoring safe area modifier. Okay, so here, and then write all. Okay, cool. So you can choose to ignore the safe area for a specific edge. Say to ignore the safe area for the top edge, you can pass top as the parameter. Okay, in the simple sample code we pass all, which means to ignore the safe area for all edges. So if you look into both images in the previous section and compare it with the original one, okay, you should find that the aspect ratio is a bit distorted. Okay, the stretch mode doesn't care the aspect ratio of the image. It just keeps stretching each side to fit the view area. To keep the original aspect ratio, you can apply the modifier scaled to fit, just like that. Okay, okay. Alternatively, you can use the aspect ratio modifier and set the content mode to fit. This would achieve the same result. Okay, in some cases you may want to keep the aspect ratio of the image but stretch it to as large as possible, so then you can apply the fill content mode. Okay, here, just like that. Okay, so let's try to limit the size of the image. This would give you a better idea about the difference between these two modes. The frame modifier allows you to control the size of a view, for example by setting the frame's width to 300 points. The image's width will be limited to 300 points. Okay, so here we're going to write fit, and then here just like that. Okay, now we're going to write fill rather. Okay, one thing you may notice is that the image's width was not we expect. It still takes up the whole screen width. To make it work correctly, you have to use the clipped modifier to eliminate extra parts of the view. Okay, so here clipped, just like that. Okay, so other than clipping the image in rectangle shape, SwiftUI provides other modifiers for you to clip the image into various shapes, such as circle. For example, if you want to create a circle image, you use the clip shape modifier. Okay, so here rather we're going to write clip shape. Here we specify and then write circle, just like that. So here we specify to clip the image into a circular shape. You can pass different parameters to create an image with different shapes. So either you can have a circle or you can have an ellipse, just like that. Okay, or even a capsule, just like that. Okay, but we're going to use for the sake of our course this one. Okay, so SwiftUI comes with a modifier named Opacity that you can use to control the opacity of an image or any views. Okay, you pass a value between 0 and 1 to indicate the opacity of the image. Here 0 means that the view is completely invisible. A value of 1 indicates the image is fully opaque. For example, if you apply the opacity modifier to the image view and set its value to 0.5, the image will become partially transparent. Okay, so here just like that. So when designing your app, sometimes you may need to layer another image or text on top of an image view. The SwiftUI framework provides a modifier named overlay for developers to apply an overlay to an image. Okay, so here image, system name, art field. Okay, with a font size of 50. Okay, then a foreground color to be black or maybe pink. Let's see. Okay, and the opacity will be 0.5, just like that. Okay, maybe red. No, it's the same. Okay, so the overlay modifier takes in a view as parameter. Okay, in fact you can apply any view as an overlay. For example, you can overlay a text view on the image. You can write the code like this. Okay, we're going to delete all of that. Actually, we're going to start again. So with a text object, okay, and I'm going to write, you can achieve whatever you want in life if you give yourself the capacity and if you are totally dedicated to your goal. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to add 2 lines by writing n, then Vrook, just like that. Okay, then we're going to give some parameters. The first one will be the font weight, and select heavy. Then font system headline. rounded. Okay, you can delete this line as well. Okay, then foreground color white. Okay, padding, then background color is black. Okay, corner radius is 10. Okay, the opacity is 0.8. Then padding again. Okay, and finally alignment top. Okay, so here I'm going to set it to fit. Okay, delete the frame as well. Okay, so in the overlay modifier, you just need to create a text view, and this view will be applied as an overlay to the image. I believe you should be familiar with the modifiers of the text view as we have discussed in the earlier chapter. We simply change the font and its color. In addition to that, we add some paddings and apply a background color. Okay, so one thing I'd like to highlight is the alignment parameter. For the overlay modifier, you can provide an optional value to adjust the alignment of the view. By default, it's set to center. In this case, we want to position the text overlay to the top part of the image. You may change the value to center or bottom to see how it works. Okay, for instance, here, bottom, and you have it like that. Okay, so not only can you overlay an image or text or on another image, you can apply an overlay to darken an image. Okay, so replace the image code with the following and see the effect. Okay, so here we're going to write rather overlay rectangle. Okay, foreground color will be black and the opacity 0.3, for instance, just like that. So we draw a rectangle over the image and set its foreground color to black. In order to apply a darken effect, we set the opacity to 0.3, giving it a 30% opacity. The image should now be darkened. Okay, this technique is particularly useful if you want to over some text with light color on an image that is too bright. Okay, so let's replace the image code like this. Okay, just like that. Font large title. Font weight will be black. Foreground color will be white, and finally the frame will be with a width of hundreds, like this. Here we can also apply the frame with a width of 300. Okay, and I think we are good to go. Okay, so as mentioned before, the overlay modifier is not limited to image. You can apply it to any other views. In the code above, we use a transparent rectangle to darken the image. On top of the rectangle, we apply an overlay and place a text over it. So if you've made the change correctly, you should see the word New York placing over the darkened image. Okay, so in this lesson I showed you how to work with images. SwiftUI has made it very easy for developers to display images and let us use different modifiers to apply various image effects. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Give it a thumbs up and see you in the next tutorial. Take care. Bye bye.